All right, we are live. Let's just give it a couple of seconds here just so anyone can show up before we start talking. So we're not talking into the ether. It is the Rival Fantasy Sports Show. I have Brian here with me as usual. What's up, Brian?
Morning, guys.
Yeah, man. We're starting a little earlier today. Normally we start at 12 to 1. We're doing 11:30 to 12:30. Actually, what we'd like to do is get feedback too. If people would like prefer this way there's still half an hour before the games, kick off. If you guys prefer this a little earlier, we'll keep doing it at 11:30. It's up to you guys. 11:30 Eastern, obviously. Yep. And so we'll do it that way if you guys prefer it. If you guys don't, it's totally up to you. Now, just a reminder, this is a start sit advice show. If you have any questions for your lineups, rosters, starting lineups, whatever it is, even if it's trade advice, waivers, whatever, we'll answer anything live. But specifically, if you have start sit advice, start this guy or this guy, we have questions from other videos that were left in the comment section, which we'll answer live on the show. But you can also just jump straight into the chat on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're at, and comment there, and we'll answer yours as well there. We figured we would start with a recap first, Brian, like we've been doing on Thursday Night Football, which was obviously the Giants and the 49ers.
If you can call that a game, I don't know if it was a game for a minute, and then the Giants remembered they were the Giants, I guess.
It was a weird game. It was tough if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah,
it was tough for some fantasy, even for me. I mean, in fantasy, I had Daniel Jones starting in a few spots. It just crushes you. Listen, when your quarterback scores like 3 points for the week, you're not feeling good.
No, it's not a good start. You don't love going into Sunday already feeling down.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with some of my teams. So, I mean, obviously, when we look at that game again, Daniel Jones was an obvious, disappointment. No Saquon. Clearly hurt them, overall. And with Daniel Jones having such a bad game, there was no passing game really either, obviously. So no significance. Wide receiver scoring. Most of the scoring that was significant was all on the 49ers side.
Yep.
Are you surprised by that?
No. And we know when Brandon Ayuk doesn't play that Debo just eats and he feasts on anyone and everyone. So, and then CMC is CMC. So, I mean, we all kind of, I think we all knew this was going to happen. We hoped that it wouldn't be a boat race, but that's the 49ers way. So I don't think there was anything shocking.
Yeah, it was like, a disappointing game all across the board for the Giants, but on the 49ers side, it was all positive. Like Brock Purdy looked good. 2 touchdowns, over 300 yards, no interceptions. So you feel good about that if you're playing him. Super flex, 2 QB league, whatever the case is. Christian McCaffrey, like you mentioned, over 100 yards, like total yards.
Yeah.
1 touchdown. Deebo Samuel, like you mentioned, over 100 yards and a touchdown. Even George Kittle played a full game, 7 receptions, 90 yards. It wasn't a touchdown, but still a great game. I mean, so overall, if you had any part of the 49ers offense, you were happy. If you had any part of the Giants defense, you were upset, basically. That's the easiest way to, break that down.
Yeah, and I think it just proved there's a lot of ambiguity with the Giants too. We still don't know what that wide receiver room is going to look like for the foreseeable future. And Saquon is that offense when he's healthy. So good news is, I mean, there's rumors he may even be back as early as next week. So I don't know if I'm playing him coming off the ankle, but if he's back and he's healthy, that offense runs through Saquon, and you can pretty much take that to the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, again, I don't want to harp too much on it. It's done. It's over with. Yep. We're doing start sit, so we want to get to that other stuff. There's injuries that we want to obviously get to. Has that come out yet on your end, Brian?
So I'm starting to see injury reports trickle in. A lot of it is what we've heard all week. So DK Metcalf is going to play. Amon-Ra St. Brown is optimistic that he's going to play. Sounds like he'll test it out in warmups, but temper expectations probably with him with turf toe. Isaiah Pacheco is playing today. So anyone who went in on Pacheco can probably start him with confidence. And then Jalen Waddle is out. So that means Tyreek and company. I don't know who, maybe Braxton Berrios is a deep plug in like a 14-team league if you need a spot start. And then the Ravens did say that Justice Hill is out this week. So they brought up both Melvin Gordon and Kenyon Drake to the active squad. So that kind of means avoid at all costs, unless you're playing, DFS, you're playing bingo, you're playing challenges, you want to put those guys head to head. that probably makes sense. But otherwise, I'm not putting them in my season long lineups.
Yeah. The Ravens are one of those teams where it's like when they start pulling up those veteran running backs, it's like literally you're going into the game like, oh, Gus Edwards will be fine, and then they bring up those guys, and you're like, forget it, I'm done, I'm out.
It's
Because
a four-headed monster, and it's
those are the
you
games where
cut
like
off
Kenyon
one
Drake
head
will
and then
score.
two more come back. It's just
Yeah,
it's
all of a
gnarly.
sudden you think I'm starting Gus Edwards, it's safe, and then Kenyon Drake and all these guys are scoring touchdowns. It's like forget it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
Kenyon Drake will go 2 carries for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
True Kenyon Drake fashion. So
exactly. Yeah, I want no part of that. So we did already have a question here in the chat from the Smitty. A little, he just says Jaden Reed. No particular, I guess, versus another player or anything like that in terms of who he's going to start and sit. Just overall, what is your thoughts, I guess, on Jaden Reed is what he's asking.
I mean, last week was nice, 2 tutties. And I think he was in our waiver wire pickups for this week. So I like him. I don't, I'm not putting him in as a wide receiver 2, but I think if you need a flex option with upside, that's where he lives. That's his range of like probably low end wide receiver 3. Because you can't assume 2 touchdowns again. I think he had 4 catches for 30 something yards without the touchdowns. So
no,
he's a good player, but I don't know. He's volatile right now. He's still kind of an unknown.
I'm with you. I think he's a flex play, if anything. They're playing New Orleans, who that defense is pretty good. So it's like you got a tough defense. You got a guy who you don't know if he's going to be consistently scoring or consistently doing things in that offense. I mean, what range do you put him in? I put him in like that Jacoby Myers, Tank Dell type of situation where you're not sure totally, if you're going in that mix of guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm still probably going to take those other guys that you mentioned over him, just given we know kind of where their role in the offense is. And if Christian Watson does play today, which we still don't have word on if he's going to play or not, that throws a wrinkle into Jaden Reed's playing time in general. So I still think Romeo Doubs is the one in that. And so I think Jaden Reed is solid, but I would still start like Tank Dell. He's like I said, low end wide receiver 3 this week.
No, I agree. Appreciate the question, Eastmany, and thank you for watching as well, by the way. All right, so let's continue to carry on here. We do want to bring up a bingo lineup, man. We want to do a bingo lineup early today. We've been doing them late in the show. We want to get one out early so everyone can kind of see what we're doing here. All right, so here is the bingo lineup screen, basically, where you see all your bingo cards. This is on Rival Fantasy. You can do rivalfantasy.com, or you can do it on your smartphone on the app. Either one, whichever you prefer. This is what your screen looks like when you're just looking at all your cards. So like, for instance, like I already had Christian McCaffrey play on one of my cards. So he already filled in a box on this one. Sometimes, you get excited when you have a player play on Thursday and you look at the card and you kind of see what they filled up. Like on this card, he did 2 of them already. So I'm like feeling good now. I'm like just monitoring the rest of these guys. So this is what it looks like before you buy a card, or if you bought cards, this is where they come. So we'll start with buying a card. We'll create a new roster. Do you have some players in mind here, Brian, that you want to inject in here to have some fun?
Man, I've been doing a lot of CJ Stroud and Nico Collins stack this week.
Okay.
The Texans defense is in rough shape. 3 of their 4 starters in the secondary are out this week, so that they have the chance to get boat raced pretty early. And I think they're going to be playing from behind, and Stroud and Collins are going to have to try to make up for that.
Yeah. So, shout out to CJ Stroud. I actually had him at a not so obvious lock of the week this week.
Yes, you did. Yeah. I've been taking that to heart, man. I think he's shown pretty early. We're 2 weeks in, but I think he is the most impressive of the rookies so far. He's got a lot more poise than I anticipated him having this early on.
Yeah. I agree. And Bryce is out. Anthony Richardson's out. CJ is the last man standing right now. Yeah. So it's it sucks for those guys, but I think he is off. Anthony Richardson is off to a good start until the injury happened. So, him and CJ Stroud are kind of like, Bryce is still a little bit behind them for me, but CJ Stroud has definitely looked good out there. And, again, as I mentioned in the video earlier this week, his weapons are legit, man. Like Nico Collins is legit. Tank Dell is legit. This team is going to be forced to keep trying to score points. And so I just love, CJ Stroud, and, this week, especially, and then just going forward.
You'll never say that Dameon Pierce is legit, and I'm going to get you to say it by the end of the season, man. I'm going to get you to say it by the end of the season.
I'll say Devin Singletary is legit before I say that.
Oh, boo.
What were you doing at running back? Did you have a certain target?
Yeah, man. So saw reports earlier today that apparently Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get more run. So I've got Jahmyr Gibbs in a lot of my bingo lineups.
Let's go with that.
And then I've been doing a lot of Jaylen Warren for the Steelers. I think the Raiders defense is a little porous right now. And I'm sorry, man. I'm just keeping it real. I think this is a hot take. I think Jalen Warren's a better running back than Najee Harris. Like,
Wow.
I know people are going to roast me for that take, but I mean, just watch them play. Jalen Warren he pops. And look, I went to Oklahoma State. I'm an OSU fan. Like, Jalen Warren played there. So, like, I know I'm a little biased, but the dude pops when he plays. Just give the man the ball and let him make a play. So,
yeah,
like,
I mean, we'll see. I actually, speaking of rival fantasy, I have social challenges this week. Obviously, I'm a Raiders fan. You just mentioned it, alluded to it. I have Josh Jacobs challenge versus Najee Harris. I have Josh Jacobs versus Jalen Warren. So, I mean, I have them all out there. People, obviously Steelers fans also. I'm doing some challenges with them, and they even sent me the Jalen Warren one. So, shout out to Bam for that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how that game plays out. It's Sunday Night Football. My Raiders on TV. Oh. Hopefully, we don't get embarrassed.
I think it's going to be a better game than people anticipate.
Yeah, so. I hope so. Yeah. Who's your second wide receiver that you got on the cards lately?
Man, second wide receiver, I've been doing a lot of any Charger. So I'm taking Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. I think the Minnesota and LAC game is going to be the highest scoring game of the week. So.
Gotcha. And again, everybody who's watching, we're doing a bingo card right now. You can fill these out however you want. You can go with all studs. You can go with all players on the same team. You can go with all sleeper kind of players, like guys who are under the radar, like whatever you think, whatever you feel. You don't know what card is going to come up. So that's the beauty of this. So it's a lot of fun. At tight end, what have you been going with?
Man, I have had some deep cuts at tight end just to be different for the sake of being different. Okay. So I have been going with Cole Turner this week, the tight end for the Commanders.
Let me see if it's yeah, there he is.
Yeah, he's way down there, but I think he's slowly finding his way in. He's a converted wide receiver, and they love that sort of converted from another position in the Commander system. So I think he's worth a flyer just to kind of see if you hit something this week with him.
Makes sense. So. And then we got kicker.
Dude, go with McPherson. I think the Bengals are going to be good between the 20s, but not be able to put it in this week.
All right, and just a flex.
Flex, man. This is where it gets fun. I think Bijan is a play, and I also like Kenneth Walker as my flex. I've been putting them both in a lot of my lineups for bingo this week.
Let's go with Bijan.
Yeah.
All right. So this is our card this week. So we CJ Stroud, Gibbs, Warren, Collins, Allen, Turner, McPherson, and Robinson. Bijan Robinson as our flex. Again, $1 per card. You can do 1 card, you can do 10 cards, you can do whatever you want. You can keep the same lineup and do multiple cards. You can do all kinds of lineups. There's no, set limit to this. We'll just do the 1 card just for the sake of the episode here, and we'll buy it. And now what happens is, like I said, a card is generated for that lineup, and we can watch this, follow along, and just see, where we can, hit a line here, 5 across, 5 diagonally, whatever the case may be. We want to hit the big prize pool here, Brian.
Oh man, I think I like the odds. I'm gonna laugh if that 1 card is the one that hits. That's gonna be a real treat.
Fun. Okay, we got some questions piling up here. I want to make sure we get to these since everyone's watching and dropping questions. First one from Jay. Hey guys, back again. Have another tough question for you. 6-man PPR league, 1 spot for flex. Addison, Lockett, or Brian Robinson. Brought in.
Addison from waivers for the matchup.
Okay. So what do you think here, man? We got, let's see, 6-man PPR.
6-man PPR league. That's a luxury to be able to pick up Jordan Addison off waivers. I think in PPR, I'm still probably going to go Tyler Lockett on that one. Just the dude is a target machine, and he catches everything you throw his way. So it's very close between Lockett and Brian Robinson for me, but I'm going to go with Lockett just for PPR purposes.
Yeah. I mean, as far as so Robinson's been playing really well this year.
Yes.
It's surprising me at least. And I didn't expect him to play that well. So I'll be honest. He does have a tough matchup for me. Again, the Bills defense, I know the first week they didn't do that great, but against the Raiders last week, they were absolutely on, crushing it. So I don't really want to see him go against that team right now. I'm not going to take the chance there if I have better options. Yeah. And then Addison, he's playing the Chargers who, it's a decent defense, but they do let a lot of points up. However, I'm with you, man. Like Lockett, DK is a little beat up. We mentioned it in the injury portion of this. He has a good matchup against the Panthers. There's not nothing to really concern about. And he's so underrated, man. Like everyone thinks about the rookie. Everyone thinks about DK. listen, Tyler Lockett is still crushing it, man.
Yeah.
He's still crushing it. He's still, a serious weapon in that offense. And, they have to score points. I think this is a good game for him. So, yeah, I would definitely go Lockett. But, of course, you do have this luxury where when you're in a league like this and you have this many good players, it is kind of like one of those situations where it's almost harder, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can get burned by just picking the wrong guy because everyone is kind of a good option.
Yeah.
So definitely go with your gut, go with what you feel. But, for me, I'm with you on Lockett for this one. Shout out to you, Jay. Thank you for watching again. We appreciate you coming back, and hope you do good this week. If you have any questions, just drop some more in here for us. We have Malachi 1476, start 2, Brian Robinson, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, or Kareem Hunt. Brian Robinson coming up a lot here, man.
Man, yeah, people. I think we're all still just waiting for the other shoe to drop with Antonio Gibson, but I don't think it's happening, guys.
Nope.
So I think we can start. But that's tough, man. What a great running back room, even
I'm
without
jump
Kareem
out.
Hunt.
I'm gonna jump out here and say I'm going Jacobs and Mixon. I'm staying with my studs. I'm just gonna keep riding them. I know Jacobs has started off slow, but I feel like, come on, it's one of the best running backs in the league. He has to break out at some point here. It's not like he just sucks at running back. I mean, like he's gonna eventually find his way here. So I'm gonna keep starting Jacobs. I'm going to keep rolling with Mixon. I mean, I'm just early in the season like this. I do not like to bench my studs. I don't like to, get too cute. Like, okay, Robinson's had a couple good games and I'm going to bench these 2, certified ballers for him. Yeah. I'm not doing it. And I'm not playing with the Kareem Hunt stuff. I still believe in Ford.
Yeah.
If they liked him so much, he would have been on the team. So I'm going to stick with, Jacobs and Mixon on this. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. Mixon's going to get, I think, a lot of work if Joe Burrow misses time this week, if he doesn't play. So, yeah, go Jacobs, go Joe Mixon. You didn't buy the Ferrari to leave it in the garage.
Exactly.
Like, these are the shiny toys. Just like ride them until they prove otherwise. So just Brian Robinson's a great guy to have as a flex or a bench. So you're not in a bad spot, but I think Jacobs and Mixon, and then sleep well.
Absolutely. All right, Malachi, thanks for the question. Good luck this week. We got unknown Fitty, Jerry Jeudy, or Najee Harris at flex. You were just speaking about these Steelers running backs, man. I want to see where you go with this one.
Yeah, dude, I still think I'm going to go with Najee on this one. As much I love Jalen Warren, and I think he's just going to keep getting more work, but Najee's still Najee. They're playing the Raiders. That's going to probably just bounce back and forth if Kenny Pickett can get it together. So yeah, I think I'm going to go Najee on this one, but that one's tough. That is a tough thing to do. But I think Jerry Jeudy and the Broncos offense is going to have a lot of trouble going into Miami. I think they're going to have trouble with the weather because it's supposed to be really hot. It's going to be humid. There's going to be a high potential for cramping, and Jerry Jeudy already has an injury history. So I'm trying to kind of avoid the Broncos, especially after last week. We don't know who's going to get the ball.
Yeah, and Miami's a tough defense, man. Like that's not it's not a great matchup for him, honestly. Najee Harris is definitely the better matchup. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Harris on this one. And it hurts me to say as a Raider fan, but the defense has just been, giving up points, and I'm not gonna act like they're not. So definitely Harris for me as well on this. Unknown Fitty, thank you for the question. Thank you for watching. Super CMB challengers. Njoku or Ertz today? PPR.
Man, we're getting into the dregs of the
I'm going to jump out here. I'm going to go with Njoku. Again, I like the matchup a little more. I just like the upside a little more. Ertz, man, the injuries and stuff, all that stuff always concerns me. He's up there in age. I feel like he's hurt all the time. I mean, I know Njoku's had injuries too, but he's practiced all week from what I understand, if I remember last time I checked. So I feel better about Njoku. I like the high upside. I'm just, man, I keep staying away from this Arizona offense. Like I'm just not excited about it in any way, shape, or form. I mean, Connor's been doing good, but I don't get excited about him. And I don't think in this kind of situation, I don't know if there's like a lose really. I mean, like both guys can be pretty similar, pretty decent, but I would go Njoku for the upside.
And I'm going to make it challenging. I'm going to go Ertz just because Dobbs keeps looking at him. I think Ertz is the tight end one as far as targets per game so far. And I know we're 2 weeks in, but Dobbs keeps looking to him, and Dobbs is very much a game manager, and he knows if he doesn't have Hollywood down the field, it's Ertz. Like it's 1 and 2, and those are the only reads he's going to have. So I'd go
Trey
Ertz.
Trey McBride.
Yeah, but until I mean, look, Ertz he's like a zombie, man. He just keeps coming back from the dead, and what is dead man ever die? So I'm going to go Ertz just purely for like, since it's a PPR, I think he's probably going to get more targets. So.
All right. All right, so there you go. We have them split. You got to roll with your gut here,
Yeah.
man. I'm winning Jitko. Brian's with
I think you
Ertz.
flip a coin. I think you can flip a coin on this one and you'll be okay. It's just tight. This is the part of tight end that gets a little icky, and
Yeah,
it's hard to know at this
yeah.
point.
All right, we have another one here from the Smitty. DJ Moore or Marquise Brown.
Man,
He's got some good ones, man. Smitty's got
those
some good
are
ones.
yeah, Smitty. You got some stacked teams, guy. This is these are good problems to have. So we just went through the Cardinals. They're playing the Cowboys. That's brutal. But then, are the Bears going to let DJ Moore and Justin Fields like throw the ball at all? I don't know. I'll probably go Hollywood just for that pop. That like what he needs one play to make it worth it. So I'll probably go Hollywood on this.
Yeah,
one.
I mean it's interesting too because obviously he is playing the Cowboys who just lost Diggs.
Yeah,
so that's a big hit to their to their team. But DJ Moore, man, he's playing the Chiefs. Here's my thing. Like Fields hasn't broke out this year yet, right? Like he hasn't had one of those massive games. Everyone's starting to like really doubt him. We're getting lots of questions about him. He's popping up in the media with the whole coaches thing and then, resolving it kind of quickly. But just like all these things are happening. And I feel like he's due. He's due for a huge game. But does that mean he's going to throw the ball a lot? Is it going to be a passing explosion or it's going to be a running thing like it's been mostly for his career? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Marquise Brown is definitely the high upside play.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, a lot of times this is how I balance things out. Like, if I'm looking for a ton of points, like, say I did start Daniel Jones this week and I'm in a bad spot, I'm going to start Marquise Brown just because I think, okay, if anyone's going to go crazy off, it's him.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling good, I didn't start Daniel Jones. I'm going to, maybe I had McCaffrey, earlier in the week. I got some points under my belt. I'll take the DJ Moore route just because I feel like the floor is pretty decent. It's not a bad matchup. Fields is getting tired of the media crucifying him right now, so I just feel like I would go with Moore as a higher floor. So it just depends on what you need right now, Smitty. In my opinion.
Yeah, I think if you went up against Debo or CMC this week, like definitely start Marquise Brown. But yeah, if you're in a good position and you just need guaranteed points, I think DJ Moore is the play.
I agree. All right, we got one here from Bruce. What up, Bruce? What should I do with Daniel Jones? Drop him or hold him? This to me is like, it depends on like the league you're in, right? Like if you're in a 1 QB league, like I'm fine with dropping them. Like, and if there's better options around. I mean, let's put it this way, Brian. Let me actually put this question on you really quick. Okay. If you have Daniel Jones right now, you've seen how he started the year, you've seen how Thursday looked, and then CJ Stroud was sitting in the waivers. Are you picking up CJ Stroud, or are you continuing to roll with Daniel Jones because you still believe while you drafted him, what he did last season, you're gonna wait for that to come around?
So I'm going to be the contrarian. I'm going to do both. I'm going to hold Daniel Jones. If I have another bench quarterback that I feel comfortable cutting for CJ Stroud, I'm going to go for Stroud. Same with Jordan Love. I've seen Jordan Love still surprisingly on a lot of waivers. Like those kind of guys that we've seen pop from, I'm going to take. But we also got to remember Daniel Jones didn't figure it out last year until it was like week 6, right? Like it took him some time. Same with Justin Fields, right? These guys are in a similar situation as they were last year that it takes them a little bit of time to heat up. I'm not dropping Daniel Jones yet, but if we keep seeing more injuries and we keep seeing them just get absolutely throttled every week, I think Daniel Jones has like 2 or 3 more weeks before I cut him. Just because you probably had to invest a 6th, 7th round pick in him.
Yeah.
So I'm not ready to let go yet, but yeah, I think you hang on to him, but start other options for the foreseeable future, at least the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and let's look at this really quick. This is one of my teams where I have Daniel Jones. So these are guys that are on waivers in this team. It's a 10-team league, redraft.
Okay.
I have Geno on my bench already. So the question is like, do I just bench Daniel Jones and start just using Geno every week? Or do you go for if you have waivers like this available, I think you drop them. Like
if you can get, I would take Stafford over him right now. I take Sam Howell over him. I definitely take CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
I take Baker over him right now.
I mean, and I've talked about Baker on the YouTube channel. I mean, I'm a big fan of Baker this year so far. And, again, I like guys with legit weapons like that. So that's what I'm saying. If you're in a league like this, I'm dropping Daniel Jones. Yeah. I mean, he'll be there in the waivers. No one's going to pick him up right away because I dropped him. Like, he's going to be there. And then maybe if he has a big game, we'll be fighting for him on waivers. But overall, I think you're fine to drop him and try to, shake things up a little bit because you don't want to, fall behind too early. In the season.
Yeah, I think you let him be someone else's problem in that situation. I'm fine throwing that that landmine into waivers and
Yeah.
let the rest of your league deal with it.
Yeah. All right. We got a lot of questions here. Let's try to run through these. From Sarwar here, half point PPR, double flex, need to start one Pitts, Tony Jones, or Craig Reynolds. I'm
Dirty, dude.
Yeah, I'm starting Pitts.
Pitts. It's
Yeah.
Pitts.
Yeah.
Don't get cute with it. Like Tony Jones could fall in the end zone, but I think Kendra Miller, that's his backfield now.
Yeah.
Craig Reynolds. No, Pitts. It's Pitts, man.
Yeah, I mean, these are the things that you face, right? I mean, someone like Tony Jones goes off, or Montgomery's hurt, and Craig Reynolds is a legit option for you. And again, I get the allure, I get wanting to strike while it's an opportunity.
Yes,
but I don't think you bail from the stud that you drafted early on, likely that you felt you had a lot of faith in. I mean, so I would definitely go Pitts on this R-War.
Yeah. And Tony Jones, just last thing with Kendra Miller, like Kendra was not active last week. He's active this week. And then Alvin Kamara comes back next week. So Tony Jones is like at best a 1 week rental if he does anything. Yeah. And I just don't see him having the same week.
Yeah, Tony Jones is the kind of guy where if you think he's hot on waivers right now, you pick him and try to trade him right away or something. You know what I mean? I would
try to package him for another, like with a wide receiver 2 and try to upgrade somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Smitty again. Actually, hold on. He put DJ Moore and Marquise Brown. We answered that one. Yep. And then he said, and Nico Collins or DK.
Dude, can you get them both in your lineup?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
right?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Nico because he's healthy.
And
I'm gonna regret that, but because DK, he's been banged up before, and he'll go off for like 10 for 100 in a tutty. But like I said earlier, Nico Collins is probably going to be in a game where they're playing from behind off the rip. So I'm going to go Nico, but this is, I feel like I'm going to regret that.
Hey, listen, Smitty, I'm going to make it difficult. I'm going to go DK. So, again, this is one of those things when you got such a good team, you got too many good players, you're going to be stuck in these kind of situations all day long. Again, you probably can't go wrong. They're probably both going to have good games this week, but if I had to choose, I'm picking DK. On to another one here. Nathan, Amari Cooper or Michael Thomas, full PPR. Yeah, Alexander is out. Yes, Alexander is out. This is a good one, man. I mean,
that's a really good one.
Yeah, Cooper, like I went into the season high on him and Watson. He had a good game last week. I don't think he hasn't had a touchdown this year. So that's kind of like the one thing that's, not feeling like, oh my God, he hasn't gone off like in a crazy way. If he had a touchdown like last week, it would look ridiculous. But Michael Thomas is a guy who actually coming into this year, I said I felt good about him. Like if he could stay healthy with Derek Carr, I felt like, Derek Carr being there, kind of rejuvenated his mentality in terms of, being excited about the game again. And so he's been playing pretty well. If I had to choose here, though, I'm going to go Cooper still. I'm going to stick with Cooper. Michael Thomas hasn't done anything to convince me yet that I'm going to bench Cooper for him. So I'm going to stick with Cooper. I like the matchup. I know Alexander's out, and that's really enticing, but I'm still just going to stick with Cooper. Let's go with my gut there.
Yeah, I'm going with Cooper too. He's got 17 targets across the first 2 weeks. It's only turned into 10 catches, but I mean, I'm going with Cooper, especially with Chubb out. I think Deshaun, this is put up or shut up time, and he's going to have to throw the ball a lot more. Mm-hmm. The Titans secondary doesn't scare me as much as the Titans front does. So I think that's where they can be exploited. So I think Deshaun he's just going to feed Amari Cooper. So that's where I'm going to go to.
Yep. Thank you for the question, Nathan. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Hey, everyone who's watching, by the way, like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. Please just say, hey, subscribe, turn the notifications. This way you guys can tune in with us every week so you don't miss a show. We love just doing this straight up, just answering all your questions. We have stuff. If you guys don't have questions, we have stuff to talk about. But if we get your questions like this, like you guys are, sending tons of questions, we're just going to keep running through them. So make sure you like the video, like the show, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And again, this is brought to you by Bravo Fantasy, which is the fantasy sports platform that has season-long challenges, bingo, all that good stuff. Everything's on there. Have fun. What's what we're here for, man. All right. We have 30 more minutes, so let's keep running through these. We got a lot. Next one is from Sports Spotlight. With Aaron Jones out, Kyron went to running back. So pick one.
So I guess out of his flex and into...
Yeah, so Christian Kirk, Marquise Brown, or Reynolds, PPR. Just pick one. We kind of talked about Marquise Brown already. We talked about Reynolds already. So really the difference here is Kirk in terms of someone that we haven't talked about.
Yeah. Is it Craig Reynolds or is it Josh Reynolds? I guess is because I've seen Craig Reynolds. Because if it's Josh Reynolds, that changes things.
Yeah,
which is kind of what I assume people are talking about this week with Amon-Ra banged up. I'm still going Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Zay
But it
Jones is
could be
out.
Craig Reynolds with Gibbs, with Montgomery and just Gibbs.
Oh,
So
that's true. Yeah.
yeah.
So they have so many Reynolds on that team. No, I'm gonna go Christian Kirk. Zay Jones is out. Christian Kirk is still, I think he's Lawrence's security blanket. So like
hmm
I think he's gonna be a pretty steady lineup placement for the foreseeable future.
So Kirk against the Texans.
I'm going Kirk easily.
Yeah.
And against the Texans, they're like I said, their secondary is decimated. Derek Stingley's out, and then they're missing their other cornerback and one of their starting safeties. So
Yep. And we love targets here. Kirk had 14 last week. Come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of targets. You can't ignore guys like that. All right, next one. Motion man, PPR, Brees, Reynolds, Judy, or Algier at flex. It's a lot of names, a lot of guys here.
Man, dude, I think, man, that's a tough one. Go Brees. Go with the talent at this point, because that's a tough situation for the Jets. We all know kind of where they are right now. I'm going to go Brees though, and let it ride. Everyone else is too many question marks for me. Algier, if Bijan decides to take over finally, Judy, we don't know what he's going to look like coming back. And Josh Reynolds is also banged up. Like, we need to keep that in mind too. He had a groin injury, I think, on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
They're saying he's going to play, but he's still banged up. Brees is somehow the healthiest one out of this group, or the one who's probably got like the safest amount of work. So I'm going to go Brees.
Yeah, this is a tough one because Brees is playing the Patriots.
Yeah.
Which that defense is legit. Reynolds is beat up. Judy's playing Miami, another tough matchup. We talked about earlier. And then Algier, I mean, he has a decent matchup, but he had one last week too, and it didn't do a lot with it. Yeah. So in this way, you're saying pick your stud, go with it. Yeah. I feel it, but man, I hate that matchup against New England. You know what I mean?
I do too. And the problem is these guys aren't in great matchups like across the board.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And I think with Josh Reynolds probably has the best matchup, but yeah, we don't know if. I think with Amon-Ra playing, that's what makes it challenging. If Amon-Ra was out, it'd be Reynolds, no brainer. But everyone's in a tough spot in general, so I'm just going to saddle up on Brees and ride or die with him.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I think I would go with Reynolds. I just like the matchup. I like how he's been improving each week. Amon-Ra, is a little beat up as well, but I just feel like he's going to play. He's going to do well. So I would roll with that. I hate playing against Patriots defense and Zach Wilson and all this crap now.
No, I'm going to regret saying Brees. I know I am. But
next one, the Joker, full PPR, Madison or Ford. Ford all day.
Ford.
I am so anti-Madison. It's ridiculous. I can't wait for Akers to take over there. Hopefully quick, sooner than later. So I'm all in. I think Ford is good. I think the Browns like him. I'm not getting, caught off guard by the Hunt signing. I don't really care about it. No. It's Ford for me. I believe in him. He did great when Chubb went out last week. And so I'm taking Ford all day. It's not even a question for me. Brian, is it any different for you?
The only thing I would say is this is the last week Madison's going to lead that backfield. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get the most out of him this week. And there's a chance that, again, like I said earlier, I think that's the highest scoring game this week is Vikings Chargers.
Yeah.
But I still think it's Ford. Go
Thank
Ford.
You for the question, Joker. We appreciate it. Next one, Lightning McQueen, like the name. Pick 2, Stevenson, Mixon, and Kyron Williams.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That is a tough one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Stevenson and Mixon again. I know Kyron Williams is like the shiny new toy, but you saddled your studs. Like you said, Stevenson, I don't love the Jets matchup either, but I think if the Patriots are out in front far enough, they're just going to have to grind the clock and Stevenson's going to just rack up yards and Mixon's Joe Mixon. So I think regardless of his quarterback, he's going to be fine. So I'm going to go Stevenson and Mixon, but that's very close.
Yeah, that is super close.
Very close.
I want to go Mixon and Kyron, man.
Really?
Kyron is on fire, man. He's on fire right now. I don't want to, set the hot hand down. So like, I think I'm going to go Mixon and Kyron. I'm going to roll the dice.
You're not worried that the Rams may get into more of a pitch and catch situation with the Bengals? You think they're going to boat race them and Kyron's going to grind the clock out?
Yeah, I feel like Kyron's going to do fine.
Okay.
Even with Steven, man, I'm concerned with that Patriots-Jets game, man. Yeah. Those games get so ugly. Those teams know each other so well. They're both really strong defenses. Like, I don't know which way that thing's going to go, man.
Okay, you talked me into it. Yeah,
no, don't switch.
I mean, the Jets defense just scares me just because we saw what they did against both teams they've played so far. But yeah, Mixon is the Mixon's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Start Mixon, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go Stevenson, and I know you're going Kyron.
Yeah. All right. Good luck this week, man, for Lightning McQueen. Next one, Brad McCoy. Would you start Swift or Moss? I'm starting Swift. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm
like
starting Swift. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with the Ravens defense. I know Moss is going to probably get 20 touches, but Swift he needs 5 to pop off. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go Swift.
And I know it's hard because he had the first game where like they didn't use him. Second game they use him crazy high percentage. So like I know it's confusing. I know it's a little concerning to see it that way. But I think after last week they know what's up. They can't let that kind of situation happen again like they did in week 1. So I'm with Swift on this one. And I have a lot of shares of Swift. So
yeah,
I'm
Swift's the most talented running back on that team, and it's not close. So if they don't use him the way they did last week, then that's a coaching error on Sirianni's part.
All right, thanks for the question, Brad. Next one, Brendan here. Pick 2 to flex. Josh Kelly, Bourne, Cooper, Sutton.
Cooper, Sutton.
Yeah.
Done.
Keep it simple. I mean, Bourne is an interesting one because he has started off the season really well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of targets.
But again, the Jets.
That Jets. I'm not messing with the Jets secondary if I don't have to. And Josh Kelly disappointed big time last week. And then they're going into Minnesota. I just don't think he's going to find a lot of room to run. That's gonna be an aerial attack versus an aerial attack.
Yeah. All right, Brendan, thanks for the question. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Carlin, AJ Dillon, or Rashad White. Aaron Jones is ruled out, he says. He just wants us to know that.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is officially out again. So
my thing is for Dillon, like I've even started him last week, I think it was, and it was like disappointing. Like I always expect him to do more than he does for some reason. I don't know what it is. And then when I don't start him, when Aaron Jones is playing, then he has his better game. It feels like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'm gonna go Rashad White just given the matchup. I like the Eagles still have a great defense, but the Bucks are gonna have to be playing from behind. Like I just assume they're playing from behind in that game. So
and honestly,
I know it's tomorrow night, but I'd still go Rashad White. Just what he is, and he's gonna get you targets.
And the Saints have a good defense too that Dillon's facing, so it's not like it's an easy matchup for him. No. So
and Dillon, like you said, he disappointed last week. So until he proves that he can do it without Aaron Jones, I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah, White for both of us. Thanks, Carlin, for the question. Ray Gamer, Gus Edwards versus Colts or Zach Moss versus Ravens. We just kind of spoke about Moss. We also spoke about Edwards' situation kind of earlier.
Yeah.
Standard scoring, that is, important here. I think I would go. This might be one where I do take Moss. I don't know, man.
I'm taking Moss. I'm taking the guaranteed touches. Just I think Gus is going to still lead the backfield, but we don't know if he's going to get all of the goal line work, which is concerning when you have Melvin Gordon and Kenyon Drake to spell him. So Moss, get your 15, 20 touches and leave it.
Yeah. Not to mention, I did speak earlier of the week on Zay Flowers, and the Colts secondary is atrocious. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And so if they're going to score touchdowns, the Ravens, a lot of it might just be off passes anyway. I mean, like there could be big touchdowns for this, what I'm saying, from the passing game. Yeah. So Edwards may not get the opportunities we think, even though it's not a great defense in the first place. He had another question here: Ravens D versus Colts or Eagles D versus Bucks. I'm going Ravens D here.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens D as well.
So that's it for that, Ray. Let's see. He says Ravens Colts game not supposed to be good weather.
Yeah,
even more of a reason, honestly, for me to go with the Ravens. He also said Alexander is out. I have Olave, and I think he scores his first touchdown today.
Dude, I have so many shares of Chris. I am like the captain of the Chris Olave fan club. The dude is so talented, and this isn't going to be a Deontay Johnson 2022 situation. Olave will get in the end zone.
Yeah.
And today's as good a bet as any. And I don't usually give out like betting picks, but like, I don't think a Olave anytime tutty today is a bad pick if you're trying to get some skin in the game. So
yeah, it's a good idea.
I like that.
He also said, Ray's got a lot of questions. We appreciate this, Ray.
Love this, Ray.
Christian Kirk projection versus Texas today. We did speak about Christian Kirk earlier. Yeah. He's getting a ton of targets, man. So Zay Jones being out obviously just makes it even easier, of a love play for you this week. So, I mean, what last week he had over 20, right? In PPR?
Yeah, he ate last week. I can.
So I mean, I would assume, honestly, I'm not opposed to saying the same thing. Over 20 for Christian Kirk is not nuts to me. He did it against KC. I know they're not a good defense, but he's playing Houston this week. It's also not a good defense. And so, Zay Jones is out. This could be, we talk about how much we like CJ Stroud, right? This could be a back and forth game. Kirk is going to have to score points if the Jags want to win, as crazy as that sounds. I don't think, if you want to say 15 to 20 to be safe, to me, that's fair in PPR. But yeah, I expect a big game from him.
Yeah, I think Christian Kirk is definitely like the most underappreciated part of that offense. Since you have Calvin Ridley, you're getting a lot more protection for Christian Kirk to he's not going to be double teamed because he's not the only guy out there now. So
Right.
I think Kirk has a really good game, and I think Evan Engram has a really good game. So yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to pick apart the Texans defense. So I think Christian
Absolutely.
Kirk's going to get you a floor of like 12 points, and
Yeah.
you feel good about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Even 12 might be low.
yeah.
All right. Thank you for the questions, Ray. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And keep them coming. Sports Spotlight was just mentioning that he was talking about Josh Reynolds earlier.
Great.
Craig.
Thank
So
you.
You get a
Sports
point for
Fan.
that, Brian.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Good for you. Luca Magic, Osborne, or Barrios. Hey, I'm gonna let you
Deep
get this
cut.
one.
I love
know you like
this
Barrios
one.
this week.
Yeah, dude, I do like Barrios this week. But I think with Jordan Addison, I know Osborne scored a touchdown last week, and I like KJ Osborne as a player. I think he's a great real life wide receiver.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's a phenomenal fantasy option. I think Barrios, I think he's got touchdown upside today. So I like Braxton Berrios with Jalen Waddle missing.
Yeah, and it's funny because Osborne is this guy where like you always kind of wish he had more of an opportunity, but he's just on a team with really good wide receivers, and so those are always going to be limited. No matter how good we think he is, like the opportunities are going to be limited, and so it's a tough one. I mean, it's just tough for him, but there's no consistency there, and that's kind of the problem. Like we all feel like there's flashes, and we think he's good, but it just doesn't consistently.
Never sticks. Never sticks.
All right, next one from Craig. Need one Hollywood or D Hop with him battling this injury.
I'm gonna go Hollywood. He's for the first time he's not banged up, so go Hollywood. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say on that. D Hop's ankle, I don't know, man. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Titans air attack right now.
Yeah, the injury part scares me off a little bit.
Yeah.
He also didn't play great last week. He's playing the Browns, who are tougher than people expect a lot of times. I feel like they almost shock people every week. So yeah, I would go with Hollywood just for that high upside. If you want a good floor, I guess D Hop's fine, but I'm going upside for the Hollywood play.
Yep.
Next one from LeBron James. No, I'm just kidding. LeBron is asking to start one: Madison, Gus Edwards, or Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford, easy for me.
Yep.
You guys know how I feel. I'm out on Madison. I'm out on Edwards this week. So
yeah, I think Ford's the move.
Good luck, LeBron, this week. Rocka, PPR, your boy. Oh, listen, man, this is both your tight ends.
Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Pat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Freiermuth.
Yeah,
especially with Deontay out.
Yeah, and they're playing the Raiders. I'm telling you, the Raiders are gonna.
I think Freiermuth gets in the end zone tonight. I think Kenny Pickett realizes that he's his best short range option, and Muth is gonna be let loose today.
Yep. It's funny because the Raiders, their linebackers who will have to guard Pat, one of them actually played for the Steelers last year. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes with some extra fire to slow that down. If he has some special inside information on how to play against Pat, we'll see. Ray Garmer, I subbed. I guess I don't know if he's referring to something he gave.
Yeah.
Thor Bear. That's an interesting name. Thor Bear. T. Higgins or Kirk.
Oof.
Standard scoring, also playing Ingram at tight end, so that is important to mention. I mean,
oh man, the problem is T. Higgins plays tomorrow night, and Christian Kirk plays the noon or the 1 p.m. games today. So I think I'm gonna go Kirk. Just we know what the situation is, so I feel a little bit better. It's tough to go off T. Higgins, especially after 8 for 86 and a touch last week, but I think I'm going to go Kirk just because I know his quarterback is healthy.
Man, this is a tough one because Higgins got a lot of receptions last week too.
Yeah.
Kirk, I've been giving him a lot this week because of the receptions that he gets, the targets that he gets. But Higgins also had a lot last week. He had a monster week last week with 2 touchdowns. It was just great. And you would think that would continue. I mean, that was against the Ravens last week, right?
Yeah.
So Rams this week. Man, I think I'm going to go Higgins, dude.
So even if Burrow's out, are you still going to go Higgins?
If Burrow's out now, I'm going to stay away.
And that's just what I'm worried about. I'm worried they're going to let Burrow have a week to recover. So I think I'll go Kirk just given the security. If you need upside, but make sure you have an option to move off of Higgins if tomorrow night we find out that Joe Burrow's not playing. That would be my route.
Yeah, Burrow's not playing. It's a big hit, obviously, to everybody. Ray, I had Ravens D in my lineup, just making sure.
Yeah.
I actually had Gus Edwards in my lineup today. I didn't know Gordon or Drake were going to be possible. Gotcha. No problem, Ray.
Gotcha, man.
So we're here for Brendan. Thanks for all the help today, fellas. Last question. Who is the starter at running back 2? It's looking bleak. Josh Kelly or Madison? Ugh. Listen, this is, I mean, I just kind of crapped all over both these guys today. So, yeah, I mean, Madison.
I see. I'm going to take Kelly just because of the game. I mean,
Yeah,
they're in the same
together,
game, right? Yeah,
other.
that's so. Yeah. Oh man. Give me Josh Kelly just because we know he can pop off.
Yeah.
And Madison just hasn't shown it yet.
No.
And so I'm gonna go Josh Kelly.
No.
I think the Chargers, this is their kind of like angry revenge game and they finally get the first win.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take Kelly. I think he falls in.
I'm with you too. I can't pick Madison for nothing. I can't hate the guy all the time and then pick him here. So so I'm out on Madison. Just a reminder, guys, if you're watching, if you're dropping questions, if we're answering them for you, like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. We appreciate it greatly. We want to see you guys every single week. We want to help you every single week. And the best way to do that is for you to subscribe, turn on those notifications, help build the Rival Fantasy community for us. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. So definitely do that. And don't forget, the Rival Fantasy Sports platform is there for you guys. You can go to rivalfantasy.com or download the app. You can start your season-long league there. You can play bingo. You can play challenges. It's a lot of fun ways to include them into the week. So if you're having a bad fantasy, season-long week, you can have fun with the bingo cards or with your challenges. It's a lot of fun. So definitely go check those out. And just to give you a quick refresher what this looks like. This is the season-long part of the platform. Challenges are head-to-head matchups where you see like this is a system-generated one. Josh Allen versus Hurt. Someone's already got $4. You can take the other side, place your bet. Head-to-head fantasy points matchups. We're all fantasy all the time. And then fantasy, you can also create your own social challenges. So if you have friends, family, people online you want to, debate with, this is one I got from somebody. They know I'm a Raiders fan. They tried to send me Laporta versus Mayer. It ain't happening. So that one I didn't accept. But you can create your own and send them to people, through links, whatever you want to do, or just send them straight to their account here on Rival. And then you have bingo cards. We just created this one earlier today. This is our lineup for the card, and these are the achievements we're trying to hit. $1 per card. Go over there, have some fun. Again, just new ways to, experience fantasy. If you're, again, just to add it along to your season long, add it along to the games that you're watching. That's why we're here. That's what we do. All right, let's get back to these questions, Brian.
Let's do it.
We got Dylan here. What's up, boys? Need a streamer? Stroud, Stafford, Geno, Pickett, Russ, Mayfield, etc. Lean in Stafford on Monday night versus the Bengals.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the safest bet in terms of who's been the hottest, lately. But there's plenty of good options here. You're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like we talked about Stroud all episode, how much we love him this week. Clearly, Geno's pretty consistent. He's got good weapons. I'm out on Pickett, so I'm not going to say Pickett, even though I know we talked about the Raiders matchup being a +1 for him, but I'm not going to go there. We love Mayfield, but I think when you have like an option like Stafford, you don't really go that route probably. I mean, who if you have to settle on one of these, are you going with?
Man, yeah, I think my holdup with Stafford is just I don't know if they get out in front early, if the Bengals are as banged up as I think they're going to be, I'm probably going to go Stroud.
Okay.
Here. And I know, again, it's just because they're going to be behind. Their defense is not healthy, but their offense is.
Yeah.
So, but I think if I'm ranking them, it's Stroud, Stafford, Geno, Mayfield in that order.
Yeah. I actually like Geno this week, man.
I like Geno this week. It's just with the Panthers. I mean, well, Andy Dalton is a good spot start. So the Panthers could stay in that game. Yeah. So I think Geno, I'm
with you on the same three. I'm like Stroud, Stafford, or Geno, but it's just the order I put him in. I probably put Geno first, Stroud, Stafford, or something like that.
Yeah. I don't hate Stafford by any stretch. It's just,
no.
I also don't love going with the guy on Monday night. Like I like having the guaranteed points on Sunday. So that way I go into Monday knowing where I have to make adjustments if necessary. So that's how I kind of look at this option too.
Yeah. So for you, it's Stroud. You have to pick one.
Yep.
For me, it's Geno. Again, you can't. This is a tough one, man. You got a lot of options here.
Yeah.
You're just kind of got to go with your gut. But I'm going to go Geno. Ray shouted out his lineup to us: Hurts, Olave, Metcalf, Kelly, Moss, Hawkinson, Kirk, Moody. Got me 12, and Ravens D, Barkley, Montgomery, and Watson are out. I lost Chubb. Man. Listen, Ray, you got a decent squad. Some hard hits there, obviously with the injuries, but you're going to power through them, man.
He's filling gaps, man. He filled those gaps really nice. So
he said I got Damon Pierce off of waivers and Kareem Hunt.
Dude,
Pierce coming off waivers is exactly where he should come from. That's exactly where Pierce should come from.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to get Damian Pierce in there.
You dropped Dylan for Hunt. Good
Ooh,
stuff,
okay.
Ray.
All right,
Appreciate the
spicy.
update. Iraka, PPR Flex, Sanders, Ford, or Godwin. Phew, those are some tough ones, man.
Oh man,
I love Ford. Obviously, I already love Godwin before this. So, I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm going
Sheesh.
Godwin. It's
Yeah.
Godwin. It's
Yeah.
cream rises to the top, man. He's Chris Godwin. Just
Yeah.
don't overthink that. I think
Yeah.
Godwin was gonna have a great game against the Eagles.
Yeah. Sanders with Bryce out. That's tough.
Yeah.
Just, it's been a tough sledding for them overall. Ford, like I said, I like Ford a lot. I think he's going to be a good fill in for Chubb, but, it's not a great matchup and things just, let it play out. See how it goes if you have a situation like Godwin. Next one, Blake 4491. Start Justin Fields or Goff. This is a good one. I'll tell you right now, Justin Fields has been like so many questions this week, throughout the week, whether it's on social that we've been getting, whether it's on videos I've been posting up. A lot of people are questioning the whole, field situation. And in this one, you got Goff, he's been playing really good. He's got an awesome matchup. You got, obviously, you don't know if St. Brown's playing or not, but even if he doesn't, I mean, that's a tough one, dude. Like, whether again, comes down to whether you believe that Fields' breakout game is coming, or whether you're like, I'll wait till it happens. I'm going with Goff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the latter. I'm not giving up on Justin Fields, but I don't want to be caught waiting with him starting in my lineup. So I'm gonna go Goff here. Especially the Falcons have been a big surprise, and I think that's gonna be much more of a barn burner than people anticipate. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
go
think
Goff.
I'm actually gonna split you here again. I'm gonna go Fields. Just I always like
spicy.
the quarterbacks who could run the ball, man. And
Yeah, but he's not running. He's not
yeah, I
running
know, but
yet.
listen, I think he's gonna start doing it again. He has to. He's gonna turn to it. Maybe that's why he's blaming coaching and stuff, right? Like, they're not letting me run, so he's gonna run.
I hope so, man.
He's playing the Chiefs.
I
It's
have
him
so
versus
much Justin
Mahomes.
Fields, so
I like it, man.
I hope you're right, but I'm gonna go Goff just because I know he's throwing for 302 today.
All right,
so
we got a bunch here. Let's try to run some through
let's
some
do
of
it.
these. We can't spend as much time, unfortunately, because we're getting off at 12:30, guys. So we gotta try to run through your questions here. Start Carr, Love, Gino, or Stroud.
Oh,
Let's see, these guys got some great quarterback questions.
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go Love there. Jordan Love for me.
Okay. I will stick with Gino, just like I did earlier on the other question. So I'm gonna stick with Gino on that one. Good luck, Jay. Inflective 2K, Brees, Pickens, London, Reynolds, at Flex.
Man, these are good options.
I'm gonna go with London.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with London. London, then Pickens.
Yeah. Damn it, playing against my Raiders. I can't take everyone against the Raiders, man.
I'd have to. That's right.
Blake, with Waddle out, should I start Reynolds or Robert Woods? I'm Reynolds on this
Reynolds.
one. Yep.
Reynolds, 100%.
Full PPR, he said.
Just Reynolds.
Dylan just subscribed and liked. Thank you, Dylan. We appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for watching, man. Thank you for supporting it. We appreciate it. Hopefully everyone else follows suit if you haven't already. Yeah. Rocka, so many leagues, so many questions. Kelly, we feel you on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Kelly, easier matchup, or Connor, tougher matchup? I mean, Connor's been crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to, it's one of those situations where his team isn't great. He's been doing pretty well for what, I didn't anticipate it, to be honest. He's been doing pretty good for, I say crushing it. I think he's just obviously been overachieving from what I expected, I guess I should say. But it is a tough matchup. We talked about Kelly, how much he's been kind of inconsistent with his matchups. I'm just going to roll Connor here just because I trust him more. What about you?
Yeah, it's Connor for me. He's a bell cow. He's 3 down back. So go with Connor and feel good about it.
Cool. Braden, start 1 PPR. Oh, Tank Dell finally pops up in a question. Okay. Tank Dell, Judy, Moore, or Hollywood Brown? You better not take your Texan over Brown now, are you?
No. I think for me it is Hollywood, and then it's DJ Moore if I'm picking between them. When you have that caliber wide receiver, I'm not starting Tank Dell or Judy over them.
And again, I don't know if you were in earlier, Braden, when we talked about this, but one of the ways I process it, I think Brian does too as well. It depends on, have you started any of the players from the Thursday night game? Did it put you behind? Did you play against someone who played a player and did really well and it put you behind? If so, we like the high upside guys like Hollywood and DJ Moore, these kind of guys, especially Hollywood though. If you none of that has occurred, then you have a little more of a question. But Hollywood is the high upside play out of all these guys, and then DJ Moore would be next. So we wouldn't play them over play Tank Dell over a guy that although we do like Dell a lot.
Yeah, we do.
And Judy, we just need to see him improve it some more, stay consistent, stay healthy, and he's playing a tough Miami defense. So we'll see. Blake, with Waddle out, should I start Robert Woods, Pierce, or Reynolds? I'm going to stay with Reynolds again on this.
Yeah, I'll take Reynolds, but the Pierce one is interesting. I haven't heard Alec Pierce. I'm assuming it's Alec Pierce rather than Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
But I'll still go with Reynolds on that one.
Ray, I have a good Sunday, guys, and good luck in your fantasy matchups.
Right. Good to
Appreciate
see
you,
you,
Ray.
man.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much,
being
man.
here.
Thank you. Good luck this week. Let us know. Come back next week. Let us know how you did. Rick, morning fellas, need 2 for the flex. Amari, Higgins, B-Rob, Moss. Again, what we're noticing a common theme, man, with a lot of these guys, and it's understandable. Like there's questions going on. There's injuries, there's bad matchups, there's temporary fill-ins. So this is another one of those situations where we're here, right? Like if Burrow doesn't play, we're out on Higgins. There's no question about it. So let's assume that. Let's make it easy for us. Let's assume Burrow's out because we don't want to be caught up in that mess. So we have to take that out of the play for us. So now we got Amari, B-Rob, Moss.
Yeah, I'll go Amari and B-Rob on that one. If again, it's like it's so hard to say don't start T Higgins because he's T Higgins. But I'm going to assume that Burrow's out. So yeah, I'm going to go Amari and B-Rob.
And if he's not out, then if you believe Burrow's going to play, Rick, then definitely play Higgins. If you don't think he's going to play or you don't want to gamble it, then you bench him and you play someone like B-Rob.
Yeah, if you're playing Higgins, then I say Higgins and Amari Cooper. I think that's the two.
So. Absolutely. Julio, Sky Moore, or Jaden Reed. This is our second Jaden Reed, inquiry today. So he's getting some attention here, of course. Sky Moore is playing the Bears. Bad defense, man.
Yeah, I just you guys have all, if you guys have watched at all, you've heard my spiel. Like I just don't trust any Kansas City wide receiver that's not named Travis Kelce. So I'm gonna go Jaden Reed on this one. I'm gonna go Reed and think Jordan Love is just gonna keep proving it to everybody.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I get the Sky Moore interest. I think I would go Sky Moore, man.
Yeah.
This is a high upside play for me. It's either Jaden Reed, who I think is just going to be like, I don't want to buy into the big week just because of the big week. Like I wasn't thinking about him that much earlier before that. So I'm going to go with Sky Moore, take that crazy high upside play and just hope it plays out how I want it to. Need one in PPR. Matt here says, is it Moss or McLaurin?
McLaurin. Yeah.
McLaurin for me. We're both big McLaurin fans. I see no reason why you would start Moss over him this week. I'm a big McLaurin fan, man.
Yeah.
Muffins here says PPR pick 1, Connor, D-Hop, Ford, Michael Thomas.
Good problem to have, man. James Conner. It's James Conner and then Michael Thomas in a pinch. But I'm gonna, even with the bad matchup, I know, but it's a volume play at that point. James Conner is still gonna get 15, 20 touches. So that's where I'm going.
One more from Rocca here. Last question, I promise.
Keep them coming, man.
We believe you, Rocca. We're going to hold you to it. 2-part question. PPR, sit 1. Madison, Edwards, Dillon. I'm sitting Madison.
I'm sitting Edwards on that.
Yeah, you're sitting Edwards. Okay. And that's a cluster of guys we just said we didn't like.
Yeah,
so
that's tough. Yeah.
And then flex 1, Reynolds, Dillon, Hollywood, or Gabe Davis. I'm such a big Gabe Davis fan, man.
Man,
I love Gabe Davis.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have. I think Gabe Davis. I think I'm flexing Davis in that Commanders Bills game. I think that's going to be a good one. This is where you can look at Hollywood and say, okay, he's playing the Cowboys. That's a bad defense, and that's how I'm choosing Gabe Davis over Hollywood in that situation.
Yeah, me too. And no problem, Rocca. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for the question, man. These are great.
We appreciate you. We want to see you next week. Let us know how you did. Last one here from Grant Quinn, Kincaid or Njoku. Full PPR. Oh, no, half PPR. Half PPR.
Interesting one. I'm probably going to go Njoku on that one. I think, I think Njoku is my move.
I agree. It's just a better matchup, and Kincaid is dealing with another tight end there who's definitely eating into that work, so it's just a safer play. All right, so those are the questions that we've ran through them all, man. That was a ton.
Great questions this week. Love seeing
a lot of questions. Man. There's one that I didn't answer on the comments. I want to answer really quick from Luke Terry, White, Rashad Wright, Joshua Kelly, Mossert, or Dell. If you had to pick one in the flex,
Mostert. I'm gonna go with Mostert.
He's been hot. Ride the hot hand.
Yeah, ride the hot hand.
Yeah. So definitely do that. Oh, Matt sent one more. Actually, you got 2 here.
Two more.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Matt Salas, White, Ford, Mixon, Robinson, Edwards need 1.
Mixon. Whoa, Mixon. Mixon.
Sorry, we don't have a lot of time to break it down, Matt, but I'm going Mixon.
We did have one more. Yeah, there it is.
And Drew, Kyron Williams, Cook, or Stevenson, full PPR. You guys.
I gotta pick one of these. I gotta pick one. I'm picking James Cook. I'm picking James Cook. I'm doing it. I'm gonna full send on James Cook. I love him. I'm a captain of the James Cook fan club too.
Stay with Kyron. Drew, trust Kyron.
Yeah, man.
Trust him. Now, James Cook had a great game last week. Stevenson has a tough matchup. I would go Kyron. I just believe in him, man. I believe.
I love James Cook. He's so explosive. He's just so fun to watch.
Let's get Isaiah's question in here before we end the show. Lamar or Kirk?
Kirk, which I can't believe I'm saying. It's a weather thing for me. the weather in Baltimore is bad, and Kirk has to play the Chargers. So
That's a crazy one, man.
give me Captain Kirk. And that is, I can't believe I'm saying that.
He
but
said
yeah,
it. I'm not even going to interrupt that. I'm just going to let Ryan roll with that one.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
I'm going to do Kirk.
That is it for today, guys. We appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you again for all the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, the questions. We appreciate it greatly. We are going to go ahead and end here. Again, we have content all week. Follow us on social. Follow the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Again, rivalfantasy.com or the Rival Fantasy app. Download it. Play it. Use the link in the description. It should be there. If not, you'll find it on any of the videos. Get up to $200 deposit match plus $25 voucher. That's the biggest offer out there, man. It's the best thing. Otherwise, start your season-long league there. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love you. We're out.